Let me put y'all on game real quick. There's this fire ass series that needs my attention. I'm talking about Sakamoto Days. Let me give y'all a quick synopsis so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. There was once a hitman who was considered the greatest of all time. His name was Taro Sakamoto. Think of this guy as like the Gojo or Reborn of his verse. Basically, this nigga was tough, but all good things must come to an end, and we see that with Taro. So basically, bro got caught slipping. He met with his bad joint and fell in love. After that, he got married, had a kid, left the assassin game, and then got fat. I'm not gonna kill him for this. I'm not gonna kill him for getting fat, because a lot of niggas do this. Shit, you might know a couple niggas who do this in real life. But to see how bro fell off is crazy. This nigga is washed now. He's like working at a convenience store with his wife and his daughter. It's quite the switch up, to be honest. We learn very, very quickly that while he is a fat nigga, he still has hands. He just keep it more low key now. He's still a real nigga. He's just a fat real nigga right now. I'm gonna go over the main characters because in a series, you gotta understand who the main characters are, or you're not really gonna understand the series. Obviously with Sakamoto, besides him being this cold ass nigga, he's also a big family man now. Loves his daughter, loves his wife. He will do anything for these niggas. Then we have Shin Asakura, who's a telepath and an old partner of Sakamoto. I don't really know what it is about assassin, but for some weird ass reason, there's always a rule that if you leave the order or if you leave the assassin game, you gotta get killed. Naturally, Shin has to go find Sakamoto and kill him, but he gets reminded of something that we already knew from basically chapter 1, which is this nigga Sakamoto is still that guy. Long story short, after getting his ass beat by Sakamoto with regular household items, he ends up working with Sakamoto in the shop as well. Then we have Lu Shaotang, and basically she's the daughter of a triad family. And for the most part, she's low-key kind of pedestrian because she does not have hands like at all, except for when she has alcohol in her system, because for some ungodly reason, her whole family has an insanely high alcohol tolerance. To give you a better idea of how Sakamoto Days kind of goes, I'm gonna go over like the first arc and kind of describe what my thought process was while reading it. Y'all remember how I told y'all when someone stops being an assassin, which is like leaving the order, they send someone to kill them? Well, it wasn't just Shin that was sent to come after Sakamoto's head. In fact, they put out a hit on bro. So because of that, naturally, the next course of action is to lay low and chill, stay down for the next couple of days and stuff. The only reason we can't do that is because Sakamoto promised his daughter Hannah that he would take her to an amusement park. Shout out that nigga Shin, because with his mind reading abilities, it was easy for Sakamoto to drop off the weak ass niggas. Sakamoto's dropping niggas off with neither his wife or daughter peeping. There's even a scene where Sakamoto stabs some assassin with a pen and he's not even looking, on some cool shit. So that's assassin number 1. Then they run into assassin number 2 while Team Sakamoto is on a roller coaster. And the second guy is fighting Shin. Normally a nigga like this will be slight for Shin, but we have some issues. The first is that this nigga fights without even thinking, which obviously means Shin can't read his moves. And the second is that this nigga Shin wound up getting poisoned early on in the fight, so now his vision's fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, because of this nigga Shin is getting his ass beat, but he's able to grab and tackle him and they end up interrupting this stage play. So basically, to paint the picture, you have Shin in a fucking bunny suit because it's Sakamoto Days, and you have the second assassin fighting him. And the pedestrians are out there watching and clapping like this shit is a game. For some reason, out of nowhere, this nigga Shin's got hands now. He's piecing that nigga up like weave, uppercut. Like this nigga's really, he's like Mike Tyson in this bitch. How did Shin get hands? Like Shin did not have hands like this a second ago. Lucky for us, and really lucky for Shin, honestly, Sakamoto was watching the stage fight with his family, and basically what he's doing is that he's thinking about the counter moves that Shin needs to make, and then Shin reads his mind. They even show a couple panels later that Shin is doing all that shit with his eyes closed. There's not much I can say about Sakamoto besides that nigga is nice. Shin's cool too. After they drop off that nigga, we get a bunch of exposition about the order. The second assassin was sent by the organization called JAA, which is basically the order that Shin and Sakamoto are from. So it's called the Japanese Association of Assassins. Because in Sakamoto Days shit ain't easy, we have one more group of hitmen after Sakamoto. The assassin's name is Mr. Boiled, so shout out that nigga. We're told early on, apparently this thing has beef with Sakamoto. We're leaving like the stage play area, and they end up going to a haunted house because Hana wants to go to a haunted house. Like these niggas can't get a break. So the main nigga is Mr. Boiled, and we learned that he was classmates with Sakamoto in assassin training school. So the story goes, it was Valentine's Day, right? And this nigga, Mr. Boiled, was having this whole spiel about how in the regular world, everyone's celebrating Valentine's Day. He says, too bad a couple of hard-boiled guys like us ain't never gonna get chocolate from no girl. Basically, as soon as he said that shit, a bunch of girls slid through with a chocolate for Sakamoto. They were really fiending for that nigga. They molded that shit to like the bullet casing of his favorite gun. Like they was really trying to get a piece of Sakamoto. This nigga's motion is unlike anything I've ever seen. But it wasn't even just them. That was one scene. We get another scene where it's a bunch of joints bringing chocolate just for Sakamoto. World was sick. Nigga thought they were bonding over their lack of bitches, but nah, nigga, that's not me. I have never seen a nigga so sick that someone got risen he don't. This nigga's a whole assassin, but can't get no ass. Sounds like an L to me. But never mind that, because you know, after that we get back to present day. And Sakamoto and Mr. Bold's fated encounter. And the crazy shit is this nigga Sakamoto does not remember him. He's basically like, I don't know who the fuck you are, where's my family? He's not playing with these niggas. The other fight we have is Shin and Lu. They're fighting off against the other assassin. And I'm not gonna hold you, Lu is piecing up that woman's shit. This is the first time she's ever been drunk, and as y'all now know, she gets unnecessary hands when she becomes drunk. But back to the Sakamoto bull fight. This nigga's getting angry like we've never seen him before. It's getting to the point where this nigga has like throbbing veins on his head. Like I have never seen a fat nigga with veins in the head like this before. So you know this nigga Sakamoto was mad as hell. Sakamoto's swinging, but he's getting hit by bombs. Bull's kind of piecing him up low key. He has this mechanical ass exploding glove and he's piecing Sakamoto up with that shit. He's piecing him up and saying some cool ass shit too, because he's like, yo, you've been retired for 5 years. This is the difference of 5 years of experience. And I'm like, damn, that shit was kind of hard. But then, shout out that flashback we just saw. We go back to when Sakamoto was in assassin school. Boy was building the glove that he uses right now, which he calls the rocket dynamite punch. More important than the fist that he was building, Sakamoto gets a glimpse of a piece of paper. Back to real life again. Bold is talking his shit. He's basically like, yeah, you used to be that nigga. The hoes loved you. But now you got no hands, you can't protect your family, you nothing but a fat nigga. I'm not even fat anymore, and I felt that shit in my soul. I wouldn't go for that. But clearly Sakamoto wasn't going for that shit either, because right after he gets hit, you see this memory of Sakamoto seeing his family. I'm assuming y'all are subbed to the channel. Obviously, if you haven't liked and subscribed, y'all see enough anime to know when you see a memory of a nigga's family, you know what that means. This nigga's about to turn up. Next scene, this nigga Boil's impaled. Sakamoto almost killed Boil with just killer intent. Then we have this crazy panel where it's just a bunch of smoke. And we just hear these like random chemicals being recited. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the first time in history where a nigga's reciting chemicals and that shit sounds cool. Bull instantly realizes that's the composition of his bombs. To break it down to y'all niggas, that one time when Sakamoto was a young nigga, back when he was in assassin school, he glanced at the composition of Bull's bombs and instantly memorized it. We are dealing with a different caliber of nigga right now. And Sakamoto comes out the smoke fucking ripped. He not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger ass nigga, but he like a Michael B. Jordan ass nigga basically. Before you can even process what the fuck's happening, this nigga Sakamoto's like, yo, I remember you, Boiled. Starting now, I'm about to go all out. Obviously, he's gonna take off the glasses because y'all know glasses are expensive as hell. I got glasses. That shit is expensive. So, you know, Sakamoto can't break the shit any more than it's already broken. That shit is crazy. This nigga lost all that weight in one conversation. I know some of y'all niggas are sick. Shit, I myself am sick. But this is when we see absolute hands. He's throwing straight haymakers. Bink, 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 bink. That nigga Boyle was leaking and seeing stars. He tried his little dynamite fist shit, and that shit broke. It's up, nigga. Pack your shit, king. It's so bad. This nigga Sakamoto was piecing up Boiled, and all Boiled had in his mind was how Sakamoto was the greatest hitman of all time. Do you know how nice you have to be beating a nigga's ass, and all they have in their mind is about your greatness? Sakamoto was out here monologuing about his family and how that's the source of his strength. And obviously, again, I'm gonna say this one more time. We're anime fans. We know that this is a terrible sign for the villains. We even get a zoom in on this nigga Boil's face getting caved in. Like, this shit was low-key sad to see. I was like, damn, that nigga's getting his shit clapped. And then what this nigga Sakamoto does is one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in anime or manga. Fuck it, no, fuck that. This is one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in media. This nigga Sakamoto punches Boiled into a fucking Ferris wheel. Like, I'm not gonna like pack it up, but never mind that. He punched a nigga into a Ferris wheel. It's just a panel of Sakamoto saying, not crisscross applesauce, but he got one leg over his knee on some like a church dad shit. He's out here chilling, and we see that right in front of him, he need a sig break from the absolute ass whooping he was just taking. This nigga talking with some, you're the epitome of hard boiled. Like, nah, nigga, you're just not that guy. It's crazy, and honestly, what's wild is that after this, things get even crazier. But I'm not gonna spoil y'all, so I'm gonna have to stop that here. Like, that'll be it for the synopsis. But like, that should give y'all a great idea of how amazing Sakamoto Days is. Like, you might think that the series is pure action based off my synopsis, but it's not like that. Like, the story's actually really, really crazy at the point where I'm at now. Like, I'm caught up and all that. Honestly, all I'm saying from this whole video is that You cannot tell me Sakamoto Days is not a peak series. Like, you can't do it. It's one of the best new gens that I think anyone will pretty much enjoy. If you haven't picked it up yet, like, you definitely gotta do it now, because otherwise you're gonna regret it when the anime and shit drops, and when that shit's in its bag or when it ends. Like, you don't want to be the late nigga on the bus. Also, this is the first kind of video I'm making in this style with, like, I guess kind of more like humor, trying to like synopsis kind of thing. So let me know about y'all feedback. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know if y'all fucking with it, if I should like tweak it. Like, let me know any input y'all have about it. So obviously let me know about that, and let me know if you're fucking with this whole style or not. But I'm out, so peace.